Hi, do not go anywhere because in today's video I'm going to explain to you how easy it is to start videoing with either your camera or your phone. So do not go anywhere because I want to make it look absolutely easy and show you that it really is simple with your phone or camera. Now today I'm going to use the Canon R50, which is our new camera here at TVR Creators, and obviously what I show you today you can use with literally any camera or with literally any phone. So in today's setup we're going to use the Canon R50. I would use my Rode microphone, but I'm using that to record this video. So I've just got a little bog standard £20 external shotgun microphone, which I will explain later, and I've literally just got a £20-ish cheapy tripod. I'm actually using a sort of a bit more expensive tripod with my actual camera, but I've only got one of them at the moment. So this was actually my first tripod, which was really cool. I've had this for about 20 years and this is all you need to start you out, just a very easy, cheap tripod to use, and I'll get to more of that later. Now, just before we carry on, I just want to say I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly content on the best cameras for both hobbyists and creators. If that sounds interesting, you don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's have a sip of water before value. Right. Here we are. So first off, we're going to start off with what I call the creator's best friend, the tripod. Now this is very simple to use. I massively recommend ones have a screw top, and if you can, on the more expensive, if you do have a more expensive tripod, get one that turns like this or like that, just because it's just easier. It's easy to set up. You can get the windy ones, but I just find them, they take too long. But if you prefer that, that's fine. So let's start with that. So usually we get the two clips here and we just undo them. Obviously I'd be doing this far quicker, but you get the idea. Usually on more expensive tripods you'll have to do this 3 times with a leg, and you can get them that go 23 centimeters, I believe. I don't think it's inches. Now let's see if that's in the camera shot for you today. Let's see if that's there. And we're just going to make it, I just want to make it so you can see it. There you go. And something else you want to bear in mind when you're setting up is what light you've got. So at the moment I've got a floodlight that's sort of beaming onto my face at the moment. I've got a little tiny, what I call key light. And let's just show you what it looks like. It's just this little light. I won't shine into the camera because it'll blind you. And I'm just using that today. And just to show you without it, you can see I'm much darker on this side. So if you just see it just fills up my face. Otherwise I would look like I'm in a dark shed, and obviously without the floodlight it would literally be dark and I have to use a house light. Now obviously you can use house lights, but the light isn't quite as good, or I'd recommend filming by a window. Right, now we take off the top of the tripod, smash like if you're getting value, and this is basically just to mount the top of the tripod. Get your camera or phone. Now obviously if you're using a phone, you have to get a little mount that connects to the tripod. What it will do is it will screw onto this bit here, and then it will just clip your phone inside it, and you can do either horizontal or vertical, depending on what sort of camera shot you want, and then you can clip it to your tripod. Oh dear, I don't know why I'm acting like I don't know what I'm on about. It's quite funny, isn't it? I do this literally every week. Anyway, so I've connected it, there we go, to the tripod, and then we just clip it in, and there you go. Look at that, there we go, you can see it now. The camera is all ready to go. Now with these sort of cameras, I highly recommend leaving the lens on just for a moment. You'll see why in a moment. Now as you can see, you've got some nice light coming in. Obviously I do have a window behind me, so if I didn't have these lights, or if I had a bigger room, I'd perhaps use that. It is a nice day outside, but I just thought I'd film in the studio. The tripod is your best friend, because for most of us filming, or especially when we're starting out, we're most likely going to be filming ourselves. And what's awesome about a tripod is you can have a tripod and it will just hold your camera or phone, no matter where you're filming or taking photos from, and it would just hold it for you, so it's easier. I had a question years ago saying, how do you take that far away shot when you film by yourself? A tripod. There you go, it's something that not everybody will think about, I suppose, if you don't do filming. Now what I actually recommend, if you can, get a tripod probably a bit more expensive one, but try and get a tripod that goes at least as tall as you or a little bit higher, because I find if you can, if this makes any sense, if you can see that's the camera, if you can make the camera just a little bit higher than you, it just looks better. It just looks a bit more professional, makes you look more flattering, that sort of thing. And I always find I just look a bit nicer on shot. That's just a little minor thing. If you get value from this video, you can check out our links. All the gear I'm using today will be in links in the description. And why not buy some coffee if you want to support the channel here today. Links to all that in the description. Value. Right, so we've got the camera in gear. Now obviously if you're using a phone, that's pretty much it, unless you want to attach a microphone. We'll get to that in a minute. But with these sort of cameras, we have to move around the screen, flip it towards us, take off or remove the cap. Now on the R50 it's a little bit different to what I'm used to because I've been using the M50. It does this slightly differently, so just bear with me, but I just thought it would look cool. And then you want to attach your shotgun microphone. Now obviously you can use wireless microphones, clip-on microphones, lapel as they often are called. I'm obviously using, well not obviously, but I'm using a Rode microphone, which is what I'm using on my M50, which is filming this video. I've only got one of them at the moment, so I'm just using this cheap one for today. And you just get the mic jack. This is obviously if your camera has a mic jack. Not all cameras do. They tend to be more expensive if they have a mic jack. It's just how it goes. If it has an on switch, turn it on. What I like about the Rode microphone actually, it doesn't require any batteries or any on and off switch. You just plug it in, plug and play, and off you go, which is really cool. Where with this one, I have to put a battery in it, I have to turn it on. But just bear in mind, some actually come with dB settings, so you can actually plus the distance that the microphone picks up. So that's a little cool little feature that this particular microphone has. And because it's a small microphone, I find it personally better in wind. But obviously if you are filming outside, you might want to get a wind break or wind foam or whatever you call it. So I've even seen people use socks. That's fine as well. I've never done that, but I have seen big creators do that. So you can just stick it up the end of the microphone and it just stops that noise that you get if it's a bit windy. If you're recording indoors, don't worry too much, but it just improves the audio. And just remember that audio is half of all our videos, so if you've got good audio, it just makes your video so much better. So I would recommend, if possible, some sort of microphone. Now if you have a camera, this will connect into your mic jack and off you go. If you've got an Apple phone, you may have to get a certain adapter, sort of goes between the microphone and the phone. Just bear in mind all those little things. Obviously, if you have any questions about what I'm talking about today, feel free to ask your questions. I'm just going to make sure the camera isn't over my face. There you go, look. So here we go. So we've got the camera, we've got the microphone, we've got the light. Just bear in mind, you can play around with lighting. If you have the light above you, it looks more creepy, or underneath you. If you're wearing glasses like me, I highly recommend. I don't always get it perfect, I'll be honest, but I try to have the light or the main light, again, way above my eye line, because if it isn't, I don't know if you can see it, because I've got it quite well today, but if you've got it directly in front of you, you get this really annoying like flicker. I'm seeing if I can see it in the screen. You get this really annoying flicker, you know, reflection. You get this like whatever the light is, and it's just very annoying when you're editing. Oh damn! Or when people are watching, it can be a bit distracting, and that took me quite a while to figure out. But if you could have the light sort of at a diagonal, slightly above your head, it just seemed to solve that problem. So for those of us like me that wear glasses, that's something else to bear in mind. Now I know what you're thinking, you're probably thinking, Dave, there's something to think about, but honestly, it's simple. Just think tripod, camera, microphone, lighting, and go. And honestly, the best way you can improve this is just make video. Just press record. And what I love about these mirrorless cameras or with your phone is you just press record and off you go. Now you're probably thinking, you forgot, Dave, to take off the lens. Well, obviously you can't record anything if you don't do that. So we take off the lens cap, and I would recommend putting it into the widest position. I can't see from here, bear with me. On this one it's an 18mm. I've got 50mm on my M50 at the moment, and I would put it on the widest shot, unless you want a narrow shot, but especially if you record in smaller rooms or smaller spaces, or you just want to get all of you in shot, put the lens on the widest mode, and honestly, that's cool. Now obviously if you want to play around with shutter speed and ISO, that's a completely different video, but today I just wanted to show you how easy it is to set up your camera or phone, and I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get going. And then from this position, with this, let's see if we can turn it on, let's see if you can see us in the camera. If I, hang on, if I press, you might be able to see us. Can you see us in the screen? So this does have a touch screen, but I'm not going to talk about too much today. But what's nice about these flip screens, you can see what you're recording. Now, obviously, if you're using a phone, just bear in mind that the selfie camera is normally nowhere near as good as the away-facing camera. So you might not have this feature, but you can connect to another phone, or you can just press record, try it out, press it again. Or if you don't mind, you can just use a selfie camera, and you know, for those of you that have really good cameras, it probably doesn't matter too much. But it's really cool. I'm just going to turn off the camera for the moment just to save the battery. Now, a few little power tips: get a nice extreme SD card, because that just improves video and photography. You can take faster photos and whatnot. It saves them quicker. You've got a camera with a I can't even talk today. If you've got a screen that faces you, it's so much easier to record, because you can see what, like now I can see what I'm doing as I'm recording, showing you guys. This does have a touch screen, so if you have a camera that does that, that makes filming so much easier. If you don't want to spend the earth though, I would recommend even something like this, which is the M100 or the M200. It just flips up like that. It doesn't have a mic jack, but if you only want to spend like £100–200, these are nice little cameras separate from your phone. Massive recommendation. I was debating about using that in today's tutorial. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. I hope this video is been helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm just trying to think if there's anything sort of on the basic side. Now, obviously, you can play around with manual mode, shutter speed, you know, extend the shutter speed if you want that, like film mode. Well, these cameras actually, I was playing around yesterday. They do come with different modes. You can make it more like a movie and all the rest of it. And obviously, if your camera and phone does that, you can play around with that, or you can do it in post-production when you're editing. But just bear in mind, today's video is very much about how simple it can be to set up your camera or phone, press record, and enjoy making videos. I'm Dave from TVI Creators, and in a moment I'm going to leave you 2 end cards which you can probably see flying around the screen now. They're going to bring you even more value. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next video. Why? Because you guys rock.